pot of spaghetti out of the refrigerator and using the really huge utensil, taking big scoops out of the pot onto your plate, where your dad said, "I think that's enough, Amber." That's my first memory of you.
Hello. It's ready. 534.6 pounds.
Ooh. So I have this weird thing where I have to mop with my pants off.
If you're ready to bring me the coffee ice cream instantly.
My mom's mental health has been like in a Like, this is supposed to be Vlogmas, but I feel like it's like I have to prove everyone wrong, miss.
I am single. I, Amberlynn Reed, am not dating Emily. I am single. That's not a lie.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Aunt Tammie appeared once more on Jordy's livestream last night. I have condensed the most important parts for your viewing pleasure. Please enjoy.
Aunt Tammie has some things to say. Well, like I have always said, I'm more than happy to have Tammie on here whenever she wants to use her voice to say what she needs to say. So
to answer your question about the phone, it is true. I turned off my mom's phone. The reason why I did it is because I just got my mom a new phone. Got it all hooked up for her because she was constantly having problems with, her like real cheap phone that she had. And I was trying to bring her up to speed kind of thing. And then she was just going to pay me monthly for the service and insurance on it. And so when the disowned statement, it is true for me on my side, 100%. I never want to talk to any of them again, but I will continue talking about them until I feel I've talked enough, because it has been kind of therapeutic in a weird kind of way. I don't know when this will all end for me, but I know it's not anytime real soon, especially since her mouth keeps wanting to talk and talk the crap that she talks. So back to the phone thing, that's why I chose to do that. When my mother's first action after this all began was to say, "I want my will back," I knew what she was trying to do, and that was just another manipulation. And I didn't fall for it, gave it back to her immediately. So then I just sent her a text and said, just a heads up, I'm going to need my phone back. At first I did say I would give her to the 3rd of the month, because that was the day that she had paid me for the phone, even though she had gotten the service the 14th the month before. And so I was going to give her till the 3rd to get another phone and, get it all together and stuff. And then I guess the human part of me kicked in a little bit, the hurt part, the petty part. We all have a little bit of that in us at times. And I think that peaked its head, because I can't get over the fact that my mother wanted my sister to find out after she was dead what she had done behind her back. And the fact that even after my sister and Amber found out this information, the fact that they still are like kind of doing what they're doing and like, oh, that's okay that she did that, because their whole goal is the house.
Oh, so, yeah, they're probably very happy with your decision. Jealousy is an interesting concept that you bring up, because it brings me back to when you and Amber were talking and she said to you that you're actually the one who is jealous because she and her mom have such a good relationship. So it's just interesting to hear.
There's no jealousy there. It's what I always wanted. That's not jealousy. I am hurt. Like I said, when we got to the end of the road, I was left there and they kind of drove off kind of thing. That's not what I had planned all this time. So there's not jealousy. It's more hurt. It's just, oh my God. But then understanding why would they not want me around makes more sense now.
Yeah. And you know what? Do you have anything to add to that thing where Amber said that she couldn't spend time with you unless it was with your sister in attendance as well? Like, what did she think was going to happen? Like, you were going to do something, or? Yeah,
it's just another stupid ass excuse, because number one, at that point, I've known her better than her mom. We had a constant relationship, you know what I mean? If anyone that she should have felt comfortable with, it would have been me. And especially, to meet the family after this. It's not like I was a stranger at that point, you know what I mean? Maybe my kids and my grandkids, I get it. But that's not what we were talking about, So she just used that. And more as I just open I don't think she wanted me to know her real life, how she acts, what she does. Because she knows I went to Kiwi years ago. So that has to stay in her mind somewhere, that I'm capable of doing it again. And then here we go. Fast forward, here I am. So it wasn't, probably a bad decision on her. But, she could have changed too and been a better person. And then you wouldn't worry about, other people doing that. Why can't you just be a good human?
Yeah. And, she keeps saying over and over again, oh, what did you do? What did I do to you in the last 2 years? What did I do? If somebody told me that I couldn't spend time with them unless it was being supervised with another, I wouldn't want to have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
So now she's saying, oh, well, I tried reaching out. out. She set the tone when she said, no, it has to be supervised with your sister.
Yeah, and mind you, that was in the beginning of October, right, when she first came to Oklahoma City. And then I didn't get to see her till November, so Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, she had already been there, at least a month to a month and a half. And the fact that I didn't get to see her except that first night that she got here, when I got to see her girlfriend, the one and only time, that just hurt. I was like, I don't understand why. And then I would hear through my mom, oh, well, her and her mom went to the museum today. Her and her mom did this. And I'm just like, why wouldn't they invite me? That's just so weird. And that's how it all started. And then, I stay pretty busy. So sometimes, we'll be here today and then I'll be busy for 2 or 3 days with work related stuff. And then it's like, oh, wow, no text, no call. I talk to my mom. They're doing this. I'm just like, okay. And I even have messages where I'm like, I'm glad you're spending time with your mom and getting some time together. It wasn't jealousy. I just didn't want to be totally kicked to the curb. And that's what happened.
Right.
And then the cruising, I think, is another aspect that she's jealous of. I cruise a lot, so therefore I get to experience the world. I've been watching a lot of videos, and when I came across one of, Snowflake reading some story she wrote, it's all based on a cruise ship. I was just like, oh wow. But I think that's just another thing because she obviously can't do those things. She obviously can't, climb waterfalls and walk on the bottom of the ocean and scuba dive and do all those things. So she hears me doing them.
I think she could find her way.
It's resentful.
Now, Tammie, I think she could find her way to the bottom of the ocean.
I knew you were going to say that. As soon as I said what I said, I knew.
I think that she could find her way to the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, Lordy.
On Thanksgiving, when you were seeing her of 2023, did Christine make her plate at Thanksgiving?
No.
Oh, she made her own plate. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think she did.
All right. 1 or 2.
I really couldn't tell you. Another thing that's come up, Amber saying I was doxing her. And I kind of knew what doxing was from obviously being around on YouTube a little, but I wanted to make sure I understood what doxing meant. So, of course, look it up. And I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, what? And then I realized what she was referring to. And it's just another thing of deflection. Like, holy crap. Like, it's so stupid. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the doxing part on my thing is just confirming that she doesn't need to take an elevator down to take Twinkie outside or to get DoorDash. And confirming that she lives on the first floor. And there's another video where my sister has knocked on her window. What is my sister, 15 feet tall or 25 feet tall, 30 feet tall? Like, how tall is she? So it's not really saying information that's not already out there. Now, if there was apartments that had, 10 floors, and I was to be like, she lives on the 8th floor, and then you were to call around Oklahoma City and see how many apartments have that many floors, then I can see it getting a little messy. But to say someone lives on a ground floor, I think all apartments have a ground floor.
People have also suggested that perhaps she's in an disability compliant apartment because we do notice things like the lowered countertops and the bar in her bathroom and things like that.
She is in an apartment in that kind of situation. Of course, she didn't ask for it. That's what she got. That's not what she ordered.
Oh, they did put her in like a disability compliant one?
I guess you would consider it, as far as I know, yeah. With everything that you've said and what I've seen, I'd say yes.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, no, she uses doxing very loosely. I wouldn't listen.
I have no fear.
Yeah, there was a time where someone talked about one of her doctors, and it was like a public figure, and she said, "Oh my God, you doxed my doctor."
Yeah.
I don't think she knows what that means.
Yeah.
I think somebody took a picture of Jade walking Twinkie one time, and she said that was doxing. A thing that we were talking about last week is when Amberlynn was reaching out to you to drop off vapes. What types of vapes were they? And were they the type of vape that you are able to get because you have a certain type of card?
Yes. I have the medical marijuana card, and so does several members of my family. You would think Amber would get one, right?
Oh.
Not very hard. Not very hard at all.
Oh.
Amberlynn has spoken recently about how she's smoking Delta 8 again. And Tammie isn't supplying her, and she doesn't have a license. Who is getting it for her? According to my remembrance, Mama Lynn doesn't have a MM card, so
the fact that she doesn't even have one is just crazy to me. Because why would you want to do stuff like that and have a chance of getting in trouble because you're not legally doing it when you could easily legally do it?
Oh. Oh, well, you know, it's out of laziness. I mean, it could be
Absolutely.
it could be very easy to go and get it. It's just the fact that it takes a little bit of effort. It's like the same thing of why she didn't vote.
Yeah. Oh, let me touch on something before I forget. This little picture that she's trying to portray since this has happened with her relationship with her and my mom. Now, I have not seen or heard or talked to any of them, right? But I know it is just another show because I know my mom. I know her feelings towards Amber. And the whole time, let's just go the last year because that's when really things started where I was seeing documented proof of my mom's illness. Never called and texted her to check on her. Wouldn't answer my mom's text over and over and over again. Phone calls. My mom would talk to my sister about it. It was a big, major ordeal. So how do you go from that? And when she said, "Oh, when I hang out with my grandma," now I can't give you an exact number, but I would say 10 to 15 times in 2 years. It's not really like that much, and it would be them coming over, maybe playing a game, and then it's always food and bingo.
She made it seem like she was spending
in a hurry to leave to go get the food and bingo.
Oh, it was like, okay, we have to go spend time with grandma, and the only reason why she would go through with that is because she got food after.
Absolutely. And the fact also, I think a big part is that she could there's no way she could use the bathroom at my mom's house. So I've always wondered how that worked out. Impossible.
Backyard?
Impossible.
Backyard, maybe.
I mean, I guess.
Oh, so it's very similar to the ER, like, oh, let's go to the ER because we get Denny's after.
Probably.
Oh, my.
Which I think is so funny, too. The buffet thing. Yes, I seen her at the buffet. So we just happened to be getting off work that day. And on some days of work, we get paid to eat, depending on what the job was that day. So we choose there. We just happened to be at the same place at the same time. But my answer to that was, let's compare plates. Where I'm on Mongolian grill, healthy beef and shrimp. You know, you're in deep fried section. So I don't know what to tell you about that.
Let's compare plates. I like that.
Any day of the week. I got so many pictures of the foods I eat, you know, because I'm just that person. I take a lot of pictures of what I eat, and there's times that, you know, I have to calculate it, and there's just a lot to it. But yeah, I guess that's just kind of more receipts. You know, I got what I eat.
When Amber was at the Chinese buffet, does she get up and make her own plate, or does she have your sister make it for her and bring it back to the table?
Okay, so the very first time I seen Amber, she was at the buffet getting her own whatever. I couldn't tell you what she was getting because actually when I realized it was her, I kind of froze for a second because I didn't know how to process how I was feeling in that moment. So I don't know what she was getting, but she was definitely getting whatever. And then after that, I didn't see her go up until she was exiting the restaurant. Now, going 100% on hearsay, but hearsay that I would believe in the situation, my mother would tell me that she has my sister go up and get her, I'll just say additional plates, because she is embarrassed to have people see her go up multiple times or what she puts on her plate.
Oh.
Which, yeah.
That's what Amber does.
I called my husband's mom today, and I said, what do you think? What button do you think Amber could push right now to just send me another, you know? And she said, talk about Brian, my husband, because I love that man more than I could have. I mean, God answered my prayers with my husband.
Who was Tammie at the buffet with? Probably her hubs. Because he a big guy. I need a big boy. A big boy. Sorry. I can't with Tammie. I can't. Like, I'm not mad.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel 3. I'll see you guys next time.